as they go onto the straight. Is he going to make it though? Into the hairpin as he goes right into that. He will make it stick as they now go into the first corner. Alex going back down the inside of Jacob into turn 2. This going into the next right and just past the stricken Aston Martin as Alex has made the overtake again from the straight, and he does as well. He goes left into that. Alex with the switchback of dreams, and he's made it work too. Jacob 2 places behind him, now on the run up to him now, trying to make the overtake, and he has made it. Wow! And they now go down off the bridge. Jacob gets back in front onto the straight. Lights out, away we go here at the British Grand Prix at the Leytown International Airport circuit. As we end running down to turn 1, we have Jacob taking the lead in front of Alex as they're now running down to turn 2. Here we have Alex overtaking Jacob going into turn 2, and he makes it happen as well. That's Alex in front of Jacob here in front of turn 3. Maybe turn 4, that is. They're inside of each other. Jacob's going to have to run on him going into the next corner. Alex is going to try and make the move literally up the inside, going into the DRS straight. Who will have DRS here? As Jacob's going to try and make the move now going up the straight, and he does as well. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this soggy British Grand Prix here at the Leytown International Airport circuit. Here we have the drivers lining up on the grid ready for race start, which will be happening in approximately 10 seconds. The track water right now is 63%, and it looks like it won't be getting any better throughout the race. We have 10 laps, 5 red lights. Let's go. As the light sequence is now underway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's lights out, away we go here at the British Grand Prix at the Leytown International Airport circuit. As we get running down to turn 1, we have Jacob taking the lead in front of Alex as they're now running down to turn 2. Here we have Alex overtaking Jacob going into turn 2, and he makes it happen as well. That's Alex in front of Jacob here in front of turn 3. Maybe even turn 4, that is. They're inside of each other. Jacob's going to have to run on him going into the next corner. Alex is going to try and make the move literally up the inside, going into the DRS straight. Who will have DRS here? Nobody, it seems. They're both going to be activating ERS as they're going down the straight. Jacob in the lead. Alex got the slipstream and he's got the ERS. He's going to try and make the overtake. He's not going to be able to. They're both running wide here. Jacob still in the lead here, though, as they go past the hat on the side of the road. Alex still trying to catch up here. Going into the next corner, around the 737 they go. As Alex now looking for a move up the inside or up the outside, as they're now going to go into some of the final corners of this lap. As they're now going down the straight, Alex with DRS, and he's got ERS too, and he's got the slipstream. He's going to try and put it down the inside, but he hasn't been able to, and he's got it done as well. Right up the inside he goes, and he saved that really well. As Jacob's going to try and make the move now going up the straight, and he does as well. He goes left into there. Alex with the switchback of dreams, and he's made it work too. And that is Alex in the right of Jacob as we're going to cross the line here, as they're going to come down the main straight here into the first corner now, and we're going to be seeing the order in which they come in, and that's Alex in front, Jacob close behind those. They're going into the first corner. Jacob lost his front wing very weirdly there. I don't know what happened, as I was not looking, but Jacob either hit the wall or he's done something, and he's lost his front wing now, as the track water's getting a little bit better now, and Alex going very well through there. Jacob having to pit. He's going very slow now, as it's just those two left in the race with 8 laps to go, as he's now gone over the sausage curbs, and he's not been doing very well. He's in a right on board. Alex going down the straight there after that very wow first lap battle. Jacob's lost his front wing in some of the final corners, and Alex is still in the lead, going past the 737-700 now that's parked up there by the gate. As Alex now turning right then onto the mini straight, and S's going past another 737. Going down the runway here, chasing the Linguini here. That's not in the race, and he's made the overtake into the next corner as he goes round and round as the Linguini goes off, and he's kept on going down the mini S straight. He goes here, Jacob about 10 seconds behind. That's a horrible race start for him. I don't understand what's happened there. Wow. Just wow. He crashed on the last corner or something. I mean, wow. As Alex straight into the wall! He's gone straight into the wall. If that was even him, I don't know. It's not. Luckily, it's not him. There was a racing point that went straight into the wall, as you saw. But it wasn't Alex, which is good. Jacob now in the pit for new front wing. And maybe even new tyres as well. Because unless Inters are the tyres of choice here, as track water is below 55%. Alex still on the wets here, though, losing a little bit of performance, going over the sausage curbs. I actually thought earlier that he crashed out. But if I... wow. Jacob coming out now still on the wet, which is an interesting choice of time, because I think the intermediates are better. But Alex then coming through the S's here, not out of the race yet. He's still doing very well here with his front wing still intact and with his car still intact. Jacob coming through the S's though, overall way quicker than Alex now with 2 lap younger tyres here. As Alex going onto the straight, Jacob will be faster in the straight anyway. As Alex is on the first one, Alex is on the second one, Jacob's on the first one. Alex now coming through the very long hairpin. Jacob now going through another very long hairpin here. As Jacob then goes through a series of corners, Alex now going down the S's into the straight on the into the final corner and onto the main straight he will go, as Jacob is still absolutely fine. And Alex now crossing the line and coming through the first corner, as you can see. And Jacob still around 30 seconds behind here, just going off of the runway now. He's lost 3 seconds in that half a lap that he was behind Alex for. And that lap 1 drama has been equalised, essentially, with, well, the pit stop and the crash that Jacob had that lost his front wing somehow. I still did not understand what happened. I'm expecting, with track water currently going on, a spin and therefore a hit in the wall and a crash. Anyway, Alex, with the racing point right behind him, now going, finishing actually, the first Alex now finishing the first DRS straight, going by the 737. Now Jacob 32 seconds behind, getting off the runway now, going through the S's now, going right through there. Alex now onto the second DRS straight then. He's probably going to be getting DRS off of the car in front. If he's not, he's going to be using ERS to try to catch up to the car in front. And Jacob still going quite slow there on the straight. And the vehicle behind has just spun. And Alex is fine with the traction he's got right now. Right on the media boards, which are the sponsors for today's race. As Alex has spun! Alex has gone round! He has spun on one of the corners. That gives Jacob a huge advantage. If he can capitalise on this, it would be huge for him. But ultimately, he won't. As Alex is going into the pits, this could be huge for either Alex or Jacob, as Jacob now does not have much time to regain here. Although I believe Alex will get out of the pits just in front, as Jacob, 32 seconds behind Alex right now, has got a huge opportunity to catch up to him, especially with this pit lane speed not being the highest in the world, as Jacob is now going past the 737 then, past the pit straight. He's now going to be within at least 10 seconds, I'd say, of Alex here, going into the first corner, as we're now going to watch the Williams driver go into the first corner, take it really well, pan the camera back for later, and watch Alex then, as Jacob now going into the corner. Well, he's going wide there as well onto the runway. 12 seconds behind, he's gone over the sausage curbs. The wet tyres not being the tyre of choice anymore. I don't think they noticed that though. As the wet tyres require 55% or more track weather or track water to work properly. And the intermediates only needing about 22% if I'm correct, or 25%. So they've made a huge strategy fail, both of them, which cancel each other out effectively. So now we are going to be heading into the last few laps of the race here, as Alex is going onto one of the straights again. And we're going to be riding back with Jacob, who Alex is now faster than, as Jacob is on older tyres. We've just got to hope that it stops raining now, and that will add some drama to the race, as Alex is now following the driver in front, who he has now overtaken, going onto the S's. And he's now going through the hairpin. Jacob coming off of the straight now, 13 seconds behind Alex and losing him, as we watch him there in the bottom of the screen go past onto the small S's there, as we now stop spectating and go watch Alex cross the line to start his 6th lap of the race. And he's now getting into the first corner. Jacob now coming through the last corners to try and hopefully gain an advantage over Alex. Maybe even try and make him crash, force him into that accident that will make Jacob overtake and get ahead of him. And in the ultimatum, or in the end, put Jacob in the lead and his first win in Driver Wars, which will be huge for him and his mentality. And his ego. It will give his ego a big boost as well. We've just got to hope that Alex runs wide here, and he doesn't. He's taking that very well. He's quite good at this wet racing. We do this quite often as well, because of how often the track water comes from. And currently on lap 6 then, with 14 seconds in front, Jacob gaining through that little bit. Alex on the straight now, as Jacob now going through the small S's, going by the 737 there. And Alex now getting off of the runway through the long hairpin. Jacob only 14.3 seconds behind still, as they're both on yellow laps. Alex then going through the last sector of the track now, going to the final hairpin, going wide onto the gravel trap and almost hitting the sausage curbs there. That gives Jacob quite a big opportunity there as he goes onto the straight now, and he's about to cross the line to hopefully get him get his car one lap closer to that victory, or that devastation if he does manage to crash his car and get it out of the race, which we sincerely hope does not happen. As Jacob then comes across the line to start his 7th lap as well, as he's now going into the first corner, and we're now watching Alex, who's gone really wide down. He's gone quite slow as well to try and combat that, and he almost spun, which gives Jacob now a little bit of something to work on, as Alex is now at the end of the first DRS straight, going into the short hairpin now, going into the S. And Jacob, as we will see now, is now going onto that DRS straight, so he's certainly gaining a little bit of time. Is it enough to get in the lead by the end of the race? Maybe. We'll have to see and make sure that Alex makes a mistake as well. If Jacob can get close enough to force him into that mistake, as he just gained around a second there. And the track water's cleared up. It's sunny. They should now be going on to softs for the rest of the race. Alex might stay out a little bit. It's now definitely not wet tyre weather, so they're going to have to come into pit at some point. And Jacob, as we'll see in a second, is also going to start feeling those effects, and Alex is going to have to come into the pits at some point, as he's going very slowly down the straight there. Into the pits he comes, as we'll now watch him there, if we can, as the screen just got a little bit darker there for some reason. And we'll watch Alex now in the pits and see what tyres he goes to. And he's failed his pit stop. He's mucked it up, as Jacob's now coming in as well. And he's now going to be a few seconds slower because of that, as he gets out of the pits on the softs. That's a good strategy call. Jacob making up a few seconds and then maybe losing it because of the fact that he's going to come in and wait for 5 seconds to change those tyres. Let's see what Jacob's going on, as he's messed his entrance up as well on the wet tyres. Not looking very well for them. Alex still on the wrong tyre of choice for now, but it will clear up. For now, the good tyres are the intermediates. Until it goes below 20%, then you want to be going on some of the slicks, as Jacob now getting out of the pits on the medium tyres. Not a very good choice, in my opinion, as it's probably going to end up costing the race, as he's going to go on the tyres that last longer, but in the long run they're going to be slower. Yes, they're going to be a little bit better near the end of the race, but they're not going to gain any time. If we had gone onto the softs, he'd have a little bit more of a chance to win, as Alex is now going very slow over the sausage curbs. I wonder what's happened there, as he's now going through the S's. Jacob now 14 seconds behind, past the Virgin media board, as there's 5% water left on the track through the first DRS zone there, as the E-Spirit Jaguar car behind is now getting that DRS. Jacob then getting a tow, I believe that is, from the Toyota, who's gone right over and off the track. That is a bit unfortunate, but Jacob has gotten past, and Alex is now on the S's here with the E-Spirit Jaguar car just behind him, as he's gone flipping as well. And that's 2 E-Spirits that have gone flipping here, and Jacob's made the move as well. He's 8 seconds behind, so he's really gaining now. Alex has got to start to pull away from him a little bit if he wants to be able to maintain that lead. As Jacob now on the main straight, if he's not crashed, which he has not by the looks of it, going through there, doing very well as he does. As he's now coming through turn 3, I believe that is, turn 2 or 3. As he's now following that shape-shifting Toyota, 7.5 seconds behind Alex, who's now on the straight. Don't even lose time to Jacob on the straight, since Jacob's got the faster car down the straight. But in the corners, I think Alex has got a better car and a better setup. As he almost loses it going through there, he's taking too much curb. Jacob gaining about 1 or 2, maybe even 3 seconds a lap. And at the current rate, he should be past Alex by the end of the race. And we should be able to say the winner is Jacob by the end of this. I hope there's not a commentator's curse there, as Alex comes steaming down the straight. Jacob also coming down the straight as well, coming to the end of it now, as Jacob's still gaining on Alex, 4.9 now. This is impressive, as we can now see Alex just up ahead, as the Aerox there has gone flying, as now Alex is coming past that 737 and almost onto the main straight now, as we're going to stop spectating and look, because we're going to be seeing Alex crossing the line, followed very closely by Jacob in the Williams, almost 3 seconds behind, as there goes the Aerox, and there's Jacob now 5 seconds behind. Alex losing him a little bit, which is quite interesting now, going through the S's now, as Jacob is right there on his tail to get the overtake, essentially, when Alex messes up on the last lap of the race now, as Jacob has not got DRS, obviously, as he's 5 seconds behind, as the Aerox goes flying into the wall behind. Jacob is hoping that Alex makes a mistake for all of his life, but at the moment, it looks like Jacob is going to be catching up here in the later portions of the lap, as we now see Jacob going to the exact same corner Alex was just in, as he's now going to be going down the DRS straight. Jacob within 4.5 seconds now, not enough for DRS, but just enough to maybe get a little bit of an advantage there, as Alex now going right through the hairpin, coming now out of the exit. Jacob 4.2 behind now, closing in by about 4/10 now. Alex now going through the S's, round that corner with the 737 in it, and he's going to be coming around the final corner in a second, unless he makes a big mistake, which then that's not going to be happening. But I can proudly say that it's Alex who has won the British Grand Prix here in 2022, and it's Jacob who finishes second for Williams. 5.2 was the gap at the end. It was a very close one. The amount of gaining that was done at the end there was massive, as now Alex is going to be the one